Good morning. Just wanted to check back in. It's probably several hours since I did my morning post this morning. Feeling really miserable with my migraine madness post that I did. So my what do I call it? I'm still probably going to struggle for words. My central nervous system was obviously on fire this morning. The curse hasn't quite lifted. The central nervous system curse hasn't quite lifted. Still balance issues. I closed my eyes for a second then, and there goes the balance. I've taken my rescue meds, shower, wash my hair, and John's out in the paddock, so I've got to go and do some work. And I'm happy to do it if I can just soldier on. And I didn't go back to bed. I just took the rescue meds. I've had 2 cups of coffee. I've done 2 loads of washing and hung them out, and cleaned the kitchen and done whatever. I'm talking about my migraine this morning, and specifically this is my Pppd channel. But for me, I've got both conditions. So I'm bringing awareness. A lot of you guys, maybe lovely ladies and gentlemen on this channel, may suffer from both, or you may suffer from Pppd and something else, like you could have Meniere's, or you could have something that's also triggered your Pppd. But I was thinking, and also just did a little bit of brainstorming about what it's like for me to have Pppd, and especially what it was like for me when I really early on, when I had Pppd, and how difficult it is for you having it, and that your family expect you to be who you were before you got it. And people are reaching out to me, and no one will ever understand what this is like unless they experience this themselves. And this is not something that you'll ever wish on anybody else. So it's not a psychiatric condition, this Pppd. It's not a psychiatric condition. It's a functional neurological, it's a functional a vestibular disorder. So your vestibular system can get better over time, and you can improve generally as a rule, and I've read this and I believe it myself, but you'll never, and this is me personally, and a lot of people are very different, I know, but you won't actually jump over that major hurdle until after the 2-year mark. So I've experienced 2 major bouts of it, and I believe that you don't actually jump over that major life-changing hurdle of first getting this until after the 2-year mark has passed. But yeah, your family expect you to be who you were before you got it, and they expect that you can still just do all the things that you used to do before you actually got this. And I'm talking not only immediate family, I'm talking about all your extended family and everyone that you know, because all of a sudden you've got this attack on your vestibular system, and no one's going to know what it's like to be in your head. So some of the things that I brainstormed this morning that I've experienced is that I literally, when it first started, I couldn't walk properly. So I actually walked with a really wide stance. So when your legs are, when your feet are more spread apart and you're walking like more spread apart, that's where you're getting your balance from, because you're not walking like a normal person. That wide stance came in for me. I also walked with, on occasion, and a bit and a lot when I was in town, with a walking stick, because I had no balance. And so with that, it was also a visual aid for others. When they looked at me, they were like, oh, there's something not quite right here. So therefore they sort of gave me a little bit of extra wide berth, so that they, could see that I might need a bit extra space or something. But if I didn't have that walking stick with me to help me with my balance, you just look like every other, Joe Blow out there. And there was no allowances made. So, but even with a walking stick, I passed a mother in the aisle of the supermarket, and I was holding the hand of a little girl, and she made no allowance for me, even with my walking stick, and her little kid crashed into me. So, there's people out there that just, will just do whatever they do, but it is what it is. What I'm recalling is that I had trouble walking. I could not even walk very far. I had to push myself every day to do those walks. So even with walking the dogs, they're very busy dogs. So I found that the stimuli from the dogs was really, really difficult to deal with. But I love my dogs, so I just kept pushing myself to walk them, even though on some days I would really struggle with that. My legs felt like tree trunks. They were so heavy. Like I was carrying like these like big thunder thigh tree trunks as legs. Like they were really, really heavy for some reason. I just could not carry these legs. They were so heavy. And then also, if you've ever been to Luna Park, it's really interesting. If you've ever stood in front of those mirrors at Luna Park, they're quite funny. Some of them make you look really, really tall and skinny, and then others all of a sudden you're only 2 foot or 3 foot tall. Well, this made me all of a sudden I'm walking along and I feel like I'm so close to the ground. Me being 5'10" tall normally, all of a sudden I felt like I was only 3 foot tall. I felt like I was really, really close to the ground, like I'd shrunk. I was having trouble in the kitchen. I was burning myself on the kettle. I was burning myself on pots and pans. I couldn't actually, my spatial awareness had gone. I wasn't timing things correctly anymore. I couldn't literally think about how to put a roast dinner together anymore. I wasn't timing how long it was going to take me to cook the meat versus all the other trimmings that went with a roast dinner. It just was all out of whack. I was having trouble hanging the clothes on the line. I couldn't see how and work out how far the washing line was to peg the clothes out. My daughter said I looked dangerous in the kitchen. Well, I was danger to myself and everyone else, but everyone's got to eat, and that's how my life's run for so many years, is that I was the mum, I was the one that was relied on to, make the meals and do all of those things. And then all of a sudden I've got this vestibular disorder, and, why does that have to change for everybody else? It's really difficult. So, there's so many other things that I want to bring as things that I've had trouble with, that you might say, oh my God, I have trouble with that too. I'm just trying to recall other things that I've thought of this morning, but they're not coming to me at the minute. So I might leave it at that. But You know, it's Anzac Day today, so I'm thinking that everybody's out and about. I hope you have a wonderful day, you know, out and about with your family, or doing something that's beautiful in the sun, or just enjoying nature, or just connecting with your family that's not too stressful. And may we always remember, lest we forget. So, yeah, soldier on.